Tuning in from a steakhouse somewhere in Texas.
Because I figured... once again, you don't know what the restaurant is. It's just generic steakhouse?
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
I'm assuming it's a Texas Roadhouse based off of the...
That's the only one you know.
Yes, correct. There's also Outback Steakhouse, but I'm not seeing any kangaroos or any Fostas. No,
that looks more Texas-y than... Outback is essentially a normal, like an Applebee's. Just with
the Applebee's of Australia.
I don't think Outback goes to these levels of decoration for their restaurants. It's been a while since I've been to an Outback.
I was gonna say same here.
I think probably college.
The question is though, Jared, are you going to start going to restaurants now that you've got that numero uno of the Fauci ouchie in you?
That's a new one. I've never heard
the Fauci ouchie before.
No, but I do feel my 5G starting to calibrate a little bit.
I was tracking you on my phone the other day.
The CIA starting to take control a little bit. I woke up this morning randomly, just slapped myself in the face. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Who needs an alarm clock when you have the 5G chip, you know?
Well, I still... I mean, first of all, I only have the first shot of the Fauci ouchie.
Mm-hmm.
I have no plans on changing my course of action. I think the only thing I'll do now, I don't even know if I'll do that now. I guess I probably will. Is that like when friends come into town, like I'll hang out with them, probably at my house though.
There you go.
I was like, we can hang out here, the 2 or 3 of us,
and that's it. Capping at 3.
You didn't respond to my text, by the way. We're coming up onto Porch podcast season.
Oh, you're sorry. I took a nap before this and woke up like basically almost right before.
It wasn't like I was telling you anything serious, but
no,
it just
that
dawned
is
on
very
me
serious. You're right.
The weather's starting to. I mean, it's not starting. We could have. I mean, theoretically, we could have probably already done a couple if we had been in person. But at this point, I feel like we might as well wait until we're fully vaccinated. At this point, we're so close.
We can if you want.
I'm so
fine
close.
Either way.
Well, we're so close. We might as well wait.
Well, I got my Fauci ouchie tomorrow morning. I'm not looking forward to it. I realize I have to teach.
Why aren't you looking forward to
Sunday night and Monday night? So I'm hoping that there won't be any adverse effects where it will impact my teaching.
I'll say this. The only adverse effect I had was soreness around the spot. And when I was sleeping the first night, I kept leaning over onto the shot side and like having to move back over because my arm was sore. But other than that, I'm fine now. I don't feel anything now.
There you go.
I will say, I got it in my right arm because I'm left-handed, and the person in military fatigues, I was like, he's like, which arm do you want? I said, let's do right arm. I'm left-handed. He's like, oh, I am too. I'm like, oh, look at that.
Nice.
So, I got the Fauci ouchie from, at least a brother. He was also black.
There you go.
That's besides the point. I don't even know. I just got excited that it was another left-handed person. But anyway,
you went to Ford Field, right?
I did, and it was super smooth, dude. The process would I was in and out. Not in and out because you have to wait for 15 minutes. But by the time I got in there to the time I actually got the shot was probably no more than 5 minutes. There were like 2 or 3 checkpoints where you check in. You filled out the little questionnaire online beforehand, like the 15 questionnaire thing.
I haven't done that yet. No. Okay. I just did I filled out I did it actually on my phone. It was pretty quick.
It was a questionnaire.
Yeah, it was only, when you say 5 pages, do you just mean like one question you click over?
See, I could tell you weren't listening again. I can always see it in your face.
Well, it's because I'm reading.
Exactly.
That's the dead giveaway.
Exactly. There was a questionnaire before you go, like asking you about your allergies, like have you ever had an allergic reaction to a shot? And I think there's like 15 questions. Well, hopefully you get a text about it. Because, it doesn't matter if you don't. You just have to fill it out there in person by hand if you didn't. But anyway, that was the first stop. But I'd already filled it out online, so I just went past that. And then I checked in at the next stop. No lines or anything that I'm waiting. I'm just going to these spots. I gave my name or whatever, checked in. they gave you a little, they gave you a name tag and they put the time on it when you get your shot because you have to wait for 15 minutes of when you can leave or whatever. And then I went to the next line, although there were like 2 people in front of me and they weren't even they were like going to their spot as I was getting up there. And they just pointed me to a little, a little booth is what you call it, I guess. Was in there for a minute, got the shot. He wrote down the thing, and
they had you stripped down completely naked, right?
Yeah, they insert the shot anally, of course. You made me say that, by the way. I thought that terrible joke. I blame on you.
I thought it was the. I'll let you take all the credit for that one. You're telling me you didn't have to do the butt swab COVID test before you went in there? Is that what you're saying to me, Jared?
Well, as I was walking there, a friendly guy told me that he could do it before, so I'd avoid any lines.
Oh, good idea.
So I actually just turned down a little alley before you got to Ford Field, and he did it for me and said I was good to go.
Nice.
So, I feel good. I'll say that.
There you go.
Now I think about it, I probably should have gotten the shot first before I interacted with this guy, but that's
probably, maybe.
No, but yeah, it was easy. It was easy. And the shot was it was as far as shots go, super easy. At first I thought you think of a shot, they sort of stick it in and push the serum in. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. But this thing is like this thing. I don't know if it has a motor in it or something, because it's not like stick it in and push, but it's like like
really.
It's not that fast.
Really?
Like it goes in a lot faster than I was expecting. I was like, man, they really turbo boosted that thing in my body. So as far as shots go, it was pretty. It was nothing. It was nothing.
You haven't grown any extra limbs yet, any extra fingers or toes.
Once again, I only got the first shot, and I got it like 3 or 4 days ago. So there's plenty of time.
Fair enough.
There's plenty of time. It was actually, now that I think about it, 2 days ago. By the way, I'm not going to do the intro music, by the way. I'll put it in later. Because I want to ask you about something.
Sure.
And that was a perfect segue. I wasn't going to bring up that I got vaccinated. I don't know why. It feels weird to bring it up. Mm-hmm. First of all, before I get into what I was going to talk about, have you noticed, Chad, and I find this, I don't like it.
Uh-oh.
That there's this brand... not loyalty, but there's sort of like this brand perception about these vaccines.
Yep.
So a couple of my friends asked me, which one did you get when I told them that I got it, and I said the Pfizer, and some of them were like, "Ooh, you bougie," or like, "Ooh, you got the good stuff."
Yep.
And I'm like, the only reason you're saying that is because those J&Js got the lower numbers. We don't even really know what that means, because everyone's saying like, listen, it's fine. And then also because at least I don't know about other people, I've heard of Pfizer before. I haven't heard of Moderna until COVID came around.
Right.
So to me, and I imagine a lot of people like me, I don't think I'm an outlier per se. Mm-hmm. I think it's just that we know the brand Pfizer.
Right.
We've all heard of it.
Although I have heard that Pfizer, out of all the available vaccines right now, Pfizer does have the lowest amount of side effects, is what I heard. Now, I'm not a doctor, and that's not medical advice or fact, but that's just what I've been. That's on the grapevine.
Here's some more. Here's not facts that I heard online. Is that people saying that with the Moderna vaccine, that the people that do, like, it's good to get the reaction. Like, that's not a bad thing. And like that's a good thing. But then I'm saying, but they say that, but I'm like, yeah, but it's not bad if you don't get a reaction, is it? Does that mean it's not working? But anyway, that's not what I want to talk about, because now we're just going off into a whole bunch of conjecture that we don't know about. Let's do a little bit more conjecture on something slightly different, but still COVID related, more untranslatable podcast related. Dude, have you heard about the vaccine passports? Vaccine passports?
No, I mean, I figured they were bound to come out eventually, but no.
So I'll read a little bit about it to you. This is from Business Insider. Vaccine passports are spreading across the world, and here's how it could work in the U.S. The vaccine passports are set to become a part of daily life across much of the world. Restaurants, gyms, sports stadiums, and other venues could require digital documents as proof. As proof a person has been vaccinated. Israel has already rolled out a vaccine passport scheme. Do you say scheme or scheme?
Scheme.
And other countries are close behind. Here's how the schemes could work. Vaccine passports are set to become a part of everyday life. Countries that are included are Israel and the UK, and most of Europe is following close behind on this scheme. While the U.S. government says it won't introduce federally mandated vaccine passports, it does look increasingly likely that many restaurants, gyms, and sports stadiums and other venues would require such documentation to prove they have been vaccinated against COVID-19. And they may also be required for international travel. I can already see the videos on social media of people trying to get into like concerts or stuff and like refusing to show that they've been vaccinated. It's like, I don't have to get it's against my, it's not, this is against my constitutional rights.
Well, I do wonder though, Jared, how ethical it is. I mean, do we have any, like in the past, have we ever had any other instance where we needed a vaccine passport to go to places? You know what I mean?
Well, we need it internationally. I had to get malaria vaccinations to go to Tanzania, and some other shot that I got before I went to Tanzania.
But that's like specific for that country, right?
Yeah, but these are all countries these are all rules specific to that country, but just a lot of countries are choosing to adopt this rule.
Right.
In my mind, it's no different. Just a lot of countries are finding the COVID vaccine very useful.
Well, I'm right. The international travel doesn't surprise me as much as like gyms or businesses.
Oh, I see. You mean like local establishments?
Yeah, right. Because I don't know, man. Like to me, maybe it's just me being a weird American here, Jared. But they're just, to me, something seems almost slightly un-American to force people to say whether or not they've been vaccinated. However, it does then beg to ask the ethical question of, well, if you're not getting vaccinated, if you're not living life
vaccinated,
not even vaccinated, but
I have
just
that bumper sticker on my car.
Nice, you got it. You got it right after you got the vaccine, right? They handed it to you as a.
By the way, I
freebie.
saw a woman out front, and she looked like it doesn't matter how old she was, but she was out front taking selfies with her vaccine card.
Oh, dude, I've seen so many people with that. It was funny
seen them online, but it was fun to see it in real life happen.
Right, happen real time.
Yeah.
Well, I had my students last week. We were talking about some of the vocabulary words, and one of them was trendy. And so I told the students, well, what's really trendy in the U.S. right now is to post pictures of your vaccine card on social media. I'm not going to do that bullshit, but
it's definitely becoming more and more of a flex.
Yep.
And maybe I'm so I'm not going to say I'm some sort of hero or anything, but I really wasn't even going to bring up the fact that I got vaccinated. But you did, right. So obviously I'm not just going to sit here and lie about it.
That's totally fine.
Because there's nothing wrong with getting vaccinated.
Well, and speaking of which, though, Jared, there was a reason actually I wanted to bring this up to you, because I came across this article from the Insider, and this is just too
Business
hilarious.
Insider?
No, just Insider, insider.com.
Yeah, but look at the URL. It probably says businessinsider.com/
Nope. Insider.com.
What, there's a different one? Because I'm looking at the top of my thing does say Insider, but then it says businessinsider.com / vaccine passports. Interesting. So there's Insider, and then there's probably still the same.
Maybe, but yeah, it's just insider.com.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
So, Jared, listen to this headline. So we had talked about either the last episode or the one before. We talked about Jared trying to live his best white boy summer. Well,
yeah.
Now I got something even better for you, Jared. Hot Vax Summer. Here we go. Hot Vax Summer
is getting out of control.
Is coming, and it's set to be a blissful release of pent-up horniness, according to the Insider.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
man.
know, you could have just read that first sentence, and I would have been like, "Oh yeah, no, this isn't the same publication."
No, yeah, exactly. And so here's just like a couple of the sub headlines that are kind of funny. As more people get vaccinated, we can't stop sharing our biggest hopes for a hot vaccine summer. Horny folks told Insider they're ready for, and I quote, "hoe phases." And this was kind of fascinating, Jared. No underwear in public and spontaneous dates. What does that even mean? Does that like
the no underwear in public? I mean, that's a personal choice, but that just seems uncomfortable to me. And yeah, what is a spontaneous date? You're just walking down the street and you just grab any stranger off the street and say, "Hey,
exactly.
let's go get some dinner or let's go ice skate."
you know, Jared, we need to take it one step further with the vaccine passports and have the hot vax passports as well. So, you know, if you got your little hot vax app on your phone, you walk by somebody, it pings you, and you can go on your spontaneous dates.
That's one of the pictures you put on your dating profile is the screenshot from your vax passport.
Exactly.
You put a picture of your real passport, you know, to show that you like to travel, and then you put a picture of your vax passport to show that you're legally allowed to enter countries.
And have a hot vax summer as well, Jared.
I mean, that makes perfect sense, bro. I mean, we're two people that have became single in the midst of a pandemic.
Yep.
So,
not ideal.
Not ideal. So, so this should not be a shocker of a thing for either of us to read or learn about.
No, not at all. I just thought the phrase "hot vax summer" was kind of funny sounding.
You know, it is, but I think this is the problem with social media. We've gone too far with the hot whatever summer. Okay?
Right.
We've gone too far.
How did that start? Wasn't it like Hot Girl Summer? Isn't that how that
Meg
started?
Thee Stallion. Yeah.
Okay.
And that was fine. She started that thing, Hot Girl Summer, but now it's gone. It's gone too far. Hot Vax Summer, White Boy Summer.
What's next, Jared?
Oh man, I don't know. Untranslatable Summer. That would be nice.
Ooh, I'd be.
Hit us up. You know,
pretty soon it'll be porch podcasting summer, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, hell
that is
yeah,
for
dude.
sure.
Hell yeah. That'll be definitely the best.
Speaking of chilling
What's up,
outside,
player?
Jared.
Sorry, I haven't played that in a while. I missed
good.
it.
Speaking of chilling outside, I'm making some more progress on my van. So I don't know if you want me to give you a VUpdate, which would be a van update, a VUpdate.
I would love a van date. Please.
A van date. All right. Well, that sounds kind of. Anyways.
Yeah, that does sound like something a little different.
Yep.
I would like that too, but after you've done the VUpdates, take me on a van date.
All right, fair enough. Well, we have a couple more VUpdates before it's van dated ready. But so I've got the floor, and then I put my parents had a bunch of old indoor-outdoor carpet that they weren't using, so I carpeted the floor.
Oh, nice.
The wood floor, so that's super comfy now.
Now, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Since you've put the floor in, have you noticed, it's already a slow van.
Yep.
Have you noticed it get slower?
Nope.
Okay.
Not yet. No, it was already pretty damn slow, so I'm not sure how much slower it could get.
I mean, it can get slower, especially if you. I ask because I don't know how heavy the floor is.
It's not that heavy. So the floor is just a one piece of like this high density pressure wood. So it's 46 inches across and 75 inches long. So it's about 6 feet long and about, give or take, I think 4 feet wide. For our imperial measurement people.
So like
out there.
10 pounds.
Yeah. I mean, you can pick it up pretty easy. Yeah, exactly, 1 stone. And then I have a couple 2x4s as legs just to support it, so it where it dips by your feet if there were passenger seats in the back.
So it's level.
Exactly. So that works out pretty well. The bed's in there now, the mattress, all that good stuff. I have on order some reflectics so I can block out the window. So when I'm sleeping at night,
that'll be perfect for the van dates.
Exactly, for sure. Let's see here. What else have I done now? I ordered my bump step. You know what that is, don't you, Jared?
Is that like a step on the outside of the van?
Yeah, so it's a step that just goes in the trailer hitch.
A step that goes in the trailer. Oh, okay, I see.
So you can step up like one thing I want to do eventually is get a roof rack on it, And then I've seen a couple people.
You have
online.
the high roof van though, don't you?
Yeah.
So would you get like a ladder attached?
Yep. I'm hoping to
dope.
Yep.
Ladders
I'm hoping to
dope.
I'm hoping to get a ladder on there and then put a roof rack on the top eventually.
And what would you put up there? Or just for storing stuff?
Well, one for storing stuff. Also, I just the other day when I was sitting in the van, I was like, it'd be really cool to just be able to sit and chill on the roof.
How would you do that? Because you need you need some sort of flat surface on top of the roof rack.
So you put a roof rack and then you put something on top of the roof rack that's flat. And I've seen a couple people do that. Yeah.
You have like almost like not a tree fort, but a van fort.
Yep. Now that's how you have a good van date right there, Jared.
Yes. See the stars.
Exactly.
Oh,
nice
wow.
Bottle of wine. Oh, I got my cooler. And my cooler. So here's my new kind of rule of thumb for the van, Jared. Whatever I get in the van, more or less, it needs to have at least two purposes. So
no single purpose items.
Right.
That just takes up space.
Right. Except for like stuff like clothes. Like, well, I guess clothes could be multi-purpose if you're creative enough.
Theoretically, if you're going to be in some sort of van life situation, you're going to be wearing some clothes more than one day in a row.
Right.
So I think it would be ideal to have good clothes for wearing more than one day in a row.
Except for no undies for hot vac summer, of course, Jared.
Exactly. But then you're going to need extra pants.
That's true. Or just, yeah. But
or just what?
Yeah, so I've also figured out that I can fit. I have like these like little storage container thingies. I'm gonna put 3 or 4 of those under the bed. So then I'll put some snacks and treats and goodies in there.
So that's one usage, storage. What's the other usage
of a storage bin? Well, I guess if you stacked them, you could sit on them if you really wanted to.
Okay.
I did get this really cool camping chair that's just this little fold-out one, and then it has an insulated cooler on the inside of it. So you open it up, and then below you can unzip in the bottom and
beers.
put some. Yeah.
And just not move from your seat.
Exactly.
Have cold beers ready to go.
and I think I mentioned I got my cooler, and the cool thing about the cooler is number one, obviously for food storage, but also to sit on it, and there's even a little cutting board inside the cooler. So that's pretty cool. So we're getting there, Jared. One thing I need to figure out, and this is where I'm still working on, is I want to get a table in there. Or like build a table. What I've been thinking is I still have some extra wood left over from the floor. So what I want to do is just measure out where to put like legs and see if I can like take like PVC pipe or something like that that's like more lighter material but still somewhat strong. And then I could just have like a fold up and fold down table. So like when I'm driving, I would fold the table down. And then when I'm chilling somewhere, I could just set up the table. So
sure.
Got to figure that out, though. We'll see, but we're getting there, and I'm getting excited.
I'm sure
the next couple of weeks will be the time.
Your Google searches are Transit Connect van heavy.
Yep. I've also been pondering the idea of potentially getting some like all-terrain tires. I've seen a couple transit vans with some like cool tires.
Now we're talking.
It's about $1,000 though. Well, a little more than that actually.
Do you know the kind of tires you're interested in?
I have it bookmarked on my page. Is BFG? Is that no?
That is a company. Yes, is BF Goodrich.
Maybe that was that might be the one. It was really cool.
Well, that's the brand. So that's not like the tire. That's just they make all sorts of tires.
But hey, if you have any recommendations for a good all-terrain off-road tire for the Transit Connect. Send them my way.
I would look at. I don't know a lot about off-road tires per se, but I'd look. What you have like 15s on there?
That's right, baby. Roll up on the 15s, player.
I imagine you're gonna first try to get some 20s on that biatch.
Some spinners. You better believe it.
I would look at to see what sort of stuff they put on like what do you call this Supercross trucks or something like that.
Okay,
because those are popular cars that they turn into like little mini off-roaders.
Okay,
so I would just look to see what they put on those. That's all I'm saying.
Nice.
I don't know a lot about off-road tires. I don't do off-road stuff, but that's fun. That's the fun stuff. So I like to hear it. I thought I look forward to more updates in preparation for our van date.
For sure.
I would like to. I didn't realize I was gonna play the song. This is what I would like to do.
Play the song.
It is fine, I guess. It's just weird for the love of spreading. Let me just spread a little love. Let me just get to it. I would like to spread a little love. R.I.P. to DMX, dude.
Yep.
It's interesting to see the amount of not interesting. It's lovely, I should say, to see the amount of like a love that's being spread for the guy. And there's a lot of people that took pictures with him. A lot of it seems like he was especially in his later. I don't know about his younger years, but it seems like he was a good guy. He was obviously a very he had a lot of challenges with addiction and stuff, and he had a rough childhood. But it seemed like overall he was a good guy. I remember in 3rd grade I got in trouble for singing a DMX song. If I'm not mistaken,
which song?
I don't remember exactly what song it was.
Rough Riders Anthem?
I feel like it's whatever one goes DMX.
That's a good one, yeah.
But I'm just guessing. I'm really just guessing, to be honest with you. I do know 100% it was a DMX song, though.
Right.
And I remember, I believe it was 3rd grade.
What's my name? Right? That's the one.
Maybe that might have actually been it. Maybe, but once again, at this point, it's these. I'm just remembering memories of memories. It could have been 4th grade, could have been 2nd grade. I think it was 3rd grade, though, because I feel like I remember the classroom. And I got in trouble for it. It was indoor recess. I believe it was raining really hard or something. And I was hanging out with a friend, and I just started singing it because it's a good song, and I liked it. And I got in trouble. And I went, and I felt like that was my first run-in with racism. Because if I had sang some sort of, I'm partially serious, partially kidding. If I were singing, I don't know, what were the kids listening to? But they want to be with you. I don't think there would have been.
That's Hootie and the Blowfish.
I don't think there would have been any problem. But if, he starts singing this aggressive black shit, people get scared.
I mean, DMX, not that it was right that they punished you for it, in my opinion, but, I'm reading the lyrics right now to What's My Name? What's my name? DMX,
I didn't sing all the lyrics, by the way.
Okay.
I didn't know all the lyrics. It was more just like the hits of it, like What's My Name? Because as I got older and I actually understood the lyrics, because in 3rd grade I didn't know what he was saying. Right. But as now that I'm an adult, it is pearl clutching at times. Sure.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But
DMX is something else, though.
I have listened to some DMX post his death, and it is funny how like it does give you that stank face, and you just I love it, but it still is a little pearl clutchy. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm an adult. And I'm just like, DMX,
this probably isn't something that I would be bumping if I was riding down the street in the car with my nephews right now. Maybe have to find the clean version.
I shouldn't have known any of the words to that song in 3rd grade, to be honest with you.
Well, so maybe I was listening to DMX and Eminem when I was that age, and what, Slim Shady? What's the opening lyric? Like, hi kids, do you like violence?
Oh yeah, do you like it when I shove? Or
9-inch nails right into my eyelids or something? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we definitely were exposed to some pretty extreme music lyrically when we were younger.
Yeah, well, Eminem was also like a local hero around here too. He still is, but everyone loved Eminem here. But Eminem was equal level. He's still alive, but Eminem's music is similar level to DMX in terms of aggression. Although Eminem specifically has that weird sort of obsession with hurting his family members that I don't think
DMX is different.
I don't think DMX delved into specifically hurting his mother and baby mothers as much as Eminem did. But R.I.P. Also another person that died recently. Oh, jeez, I shouldn't even have brought this up because now.
Why are you even saying this?
Okay, fine, forget it.
Or
no one
else
else died.
I know who I think I know who you're talking about. An old fogey who
that's hilarious.
Who's lady,
and you're like, there's this one. We won't talk about it, but there is this one. British interview. I don't know who they were or who was being interviewed, but it was this interview, and it was like these, talk show host, and they're like, "Oh, could you tell us could you tell us a little meet cute story about the Queen and the Prince, please?" And there was like this long, how did they first get to know each other? What were some of the early stories of how they got to know each other and how they first became aware of one another? And there was like this maybe like 10 seconds silence, and he's like, it was just like, well, they were related.
Oh God. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're cousins.
They were cousins. They saw each other at the family reunion.
It cracked me up. I listened to that I don't know why, but I listened to that clip so many times.
I believe it. That is hilarious.
But yeah, you're right. I should have stopped while I was ahead, but I can't help myself. These are the things that are happening in the world, and I'm aware of them, Chad. Okay, but we're overdue.
Good that you're informed, Jared.
The clock is about to tick. So let's not fight it any longer.
That's right. It is that time for some untranslatables, some idioms, proverbs, sayings, axioms that don't always translate on one-to-one basis in English. I will get us started today, Jared. I think we've used this one before, but it is definitely still a funny one, a good one. This is, I believe it's Mexican Spanish. Sin pelos en la lengua.
Okay. I'm not going to take a guess.
Without hair in your tongue.
Without hair in your tongue. See, what I first think of is what actually I think Kevin Hart used to say in one of his bits, is say it with your chest. Okay. So it's like this person's not brave if you don't have hair on your tongue. I also think maybe like black coffee puts hair on your tongue or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, or also something that could put hair on your tongue. I could also think of it as from like a religious standpoint. They could say like if you masturbate, that'll put hair on your tongue, and that could like scare children.
No, that's just hairy palms, Jared. Hairy palms.
Oh, right, that's what that is. That's what that is.
But so you were really close, I think, actually, with your first guess. We actually do have an English untranslatable that also uses tongue. And I would say someone who doesn't do this with their tongue would be the same as without hair in your tongue.
Doesn't mince words.
Very good. Very good.
What's the tongue untranslatable?
They don't bite their tongue. If you bite your tongue, yes. you're holding in words that should not be minced, perhaps.
Yeah. I'm not going to mince words. Yeah,
right.
For sure. Okay. My first untranslatable is Albanian. I watched a movie yesterday, and I got Albanian untranslatables in my head. I saw War Dogs on Netflix. Have you seen that movie with Jonah Hill and I can't think of that other guy's name, but I've seen him in a bunch of things. It's a good movie.
Michael Cera?
No. Not Michael Cera. What the hell is? Oh, Miles Teller.
Oh, okay.
It's a good movie. It's about these young 22-year-olds that end up getting into like the gun trade business, and obviously, like most people in the gun trade business, it turns illegal fast.
Well, that's how you make the big bucks, Jared.
They do
business.
Money. They do business trying to buy stuff from Albania. That's why I got Albania in my head. So this is not translatable from Albania. Must be Niga Kina. Do you know what? Yeah, you might know what Kina is. You've been there before.
Oh, China. Okay.
Yeah, don't come from China.
That means like I'm going to just take a guess here that I'm guessing the Albanians maybe are a little hostile or skeptical towards the Chinese. Maybe, and it means like don't be impolite.
No.
No. Okay.
I'm not going to take it as I don't take this as something offensive.
Okay.
I think it's more to do with the fact that China is very far away. It's just a distance thing.
Oh, so when something takes a very long time.
Don't come from China. Yeah, but you're telling someone don't come from China.
Oh, don't be late.
No, but I like that. That is good. we have untranslatables. It's more about you'd say this in conversation. It's actually similar to your untranslatable.
Don't keep me waiting.
It's actually on the exact same. Now that I just think about it, it's on the exact same line as your untranslatable that you just gave me. Don't come from China. We're having a conversation, and I'm like, listen, don't come from China. Just
tell me, get it out, spit it out.
Don't beat around the bush.
Okay.
And so it's like, don't take the long way. Is essentially what they're saying. They're like,
that makes sense.
Just get to the point.
That makes sense. Just get to the point. That's fair enough. Well, I'll just get to the point here, Jared, with my next Spanish untranslatable. Me pica el bagre, which literally means the catfish is pecking me.
That sounds like something they'd say in Louisiana.
During a van date? No, I'm just teasing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, the catfish is pecking me.
That is a great untranslatable pickup line right there. No, I was thinking of, because like in those swamp places, they have that sport of going into the swamp and catching catfish with their hands. I can't think of what they call it.
Noodling.
Okay, well, there you go. That's why I thought of the South. But I like the way you said it better.
Well, I could for sure envision people from the South saying, gosh darn it, that catfish is pecking me.
Oh, it's like something's like bothering you?
Kind of. You might say this if you've been waiting a long time. Say you're at
on my last
nerve.
You're getting on my last nerve.
Nope. Say you're at your steakhouse and you ordered your food, and it's been a while since you've eaten and since you got your food, and then you say, "The catfish is pecking me."
Oh, to be hangry?
There we go. Very good.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't even put that together on why that would make sense.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
But they don't always have to make sense. So,
that is true.
We don't have to
most
waste a lot
of the
of time
they don't make sense.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah, it's just us trying to make them make sense.
True.
I have a Hausa one, which is now I forgot. I believe it's spoken in like Nigeria and Niger and West Africa. Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah. Okay. So anyway, my untranslatable. Hold on, going back to it. It's not. Actually, I take it back. I think it's East Africa. I can't even tell. Anyway, I'll give you the untranslatable nonetheless. Jeez, I'm like clicking a whole bunch of random programs, and so shit's opening, and I'm like, just click on the. No, anyway, here it is. Kunkuru yana son dambe bashi da yatsa. The tortoise wishes to fight with his fist, but he has no fingers.
It's when you're wishing for something you can't have.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I'm hoping you're hitting that ham horn.
Oh, I don't even have it handy anymore. I still haven't gone back to my previous situation.
Was I right?
What did you say again? Sorry.
I said, what was the untranslatable
That's
again?
Hilarious. The tortoise wishes to fight with his fist, but he has no fingers.
Oh, when you try something and it's just not possible. It's impossible. Can't do it.
Sure, I'll give you that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
I don't have a ham horn, but very good. You know what I will give you? I will give you something because I know you are very needy. So I'll give you.
What's up, player?
What's up, player? Good job. Shout out to you.
Well, let me give you one last untranslatable for today, Jared. And this one is German. And it is, since we are talking about food, I thought it would be appropriate to have a food-related untranslatable. This one is Drei Käse hoch.
3 cheeses high?
Yes, sir.
That sounds like 3 sheets to the wind to me.
What does that mean?
You don't know what that means? That's an English untranslatable. 3 sheets to the wind. There's a bonus untranslatable in there. That's to be hammered. To be very intoxicated.
Oh, really?
3 sheets to the wind.
I wonder why that is. Interesting.
I don't know. Anyway, what was your? Does it mean to be hammered?
It does
3
not.
cheeses high.
what that would be hilarious if that's what that meant, but no. Like you could, for example, say we're getting to that age, Jared, where lots of our friends are getting married and having babies, and so you might go over and see their newborn, and you go, "Oh, look at that cute little newborn! It's 3 cheese high."
Very small. Is that just a way of saying very small?
Exactly. It means little.
Okay.
Wee little baby.
Okay.
3 keys a hole. I thought that was kind of funny. But today, Jared, we are talking about the opposite of little when it comes to food, because we are talking about some crazy food challenges at restaurants.
3 cheese high is nowhere close to enough.
More like 300 cheese high, I would say.
You know, I'll say this. I think back to, I believe it was our last episode about how the U.S. and the U.K. aren't that different. Mm-hmm. And when I was looking for these eating challenges, and I'll explain what they are. We'll explain what they are in a second. I just realized we probably should. The only other country that seems to come up consistently that's doing food challenges. Do you call the UK a country? The UK is not a country.
The UK
is multiple countries.
Correct.
The only other area that comes up that's doing these food challenges is the UK.
I noticed that too. It was I even specifically Googled like around the world, and it was like
it's all like Scotland and England and shit. Yeah,
exactly. It's like US, but hey, I mean,
King's
we are
breakfast.
Exactly. The ultimate King's breakfast, where it's 2 pounds of beans, 1 pound of sausages. Exactly.
Surrounded by toast. Yeah, it's like this giant thing surrounded by toast, and I was like, wow, we really aren't that different, are we?
Right. And if you get it, you get like this goofy crown that has like sausages on it or something weird.
I feel like they would never. I feel like that's great. They would do it in the U.S., but I feel like they would never disrespect the crown like that over there. They take that shit too seriously. We would do that here because we don't have any respect for the. I mean,
authority.
I'm okay with that though. Anyway. So why is it? First of all, an eating challenge. Let's explain what we're talking about first.
Sure.
These eating challenges. Usually, these are challenges put on by restaurants around the United States or the UK, and honestly, let's be honest, probably Australia too.
Maybe. Actually, here I'll take a look while you're talking. I agree with you. I'm sure Australia probably does have some.
And what they are there are challenges where a restaurant challenges you to, usually it's some form of their signature meal, and they challenge you to eat a gigantic portion of a certain meal, whether it be just you have to finish this whole thing or you have to finish it within a certain time.
Yep.
And if you do it, you get literally some sort of nominal prize. Usually,
yep. Usually the food's free.
Yes, usually they'll pay for the food.
Yep.
And then after that, maybe they'll put your name on a wall.
Yep.
Maybe they'll give you a T-shirt. But I think the T-shirt is probably about the peak of prizes you're going to get from these things.
Exactly. Or if you ever watch,
Man vs.
the
Food?
Regular Show.
Oh,
they did that egg challenge that one time, breakfast challenge, and he got like an excellent trucker hat. So like goofy food and apparel, exactly. And so I did look, Jared, and your preconceived notions of Australia were absolutely correct. So here, let's quickly just go through a couple food challenges in Down Under, just because these are interesting.
All right, why not?
Because these are a little bit different than I think our American food challenges. Now, they are the same in the fact that you need to eat a ton of food, but the food that they're serving is a little bit different. So here,
I'm interested.
Here's the first one in North-South, I think NSW is North-South Wales, isn't it, in Australia?
I believe so. North-South Wales, but I believe you're right. But
I think so.
New South Wales.
Or that's what it is. Thank you.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
North-South Wales makes no sense to me.
That's true. Anyway, so this is called the Man versus the Meat
New
Challenge.
South Wales.
It is new. Okay, good. So the Man versus the Meat Challenge at Ribs and Rumps, QLD,
and Rumps.
And NSW. The Behemoth
North
Challenge
South
requires
Wales.
you to eat 1.2 kgs of rump steak, 1 kg of beef ribs, 800 grams of chips, which are fries for our American listeners, 20 grams of onion rings, a cheesy garlic bread baguette, a garden salad, and 240 milliliters of sauce. And you have 30 minutes. So hold up. So that's
30 minutes?
So that's almost 2 pounds, right? Or no, it's half a pound of Or wait, hold up. I have to do the math here. Kgs, 1 pound is 2.2 kgs.
1.2 kgs is 2.6 pounds.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the other way around. Thank you. So almost 3 pounds of rump steak, 2 pounds of beef ribs.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That seems impossible.
I mean, that's kind of the point.
Literally in 30. yeah. Okay, but I feel like most of the ones I've seen, at least I can't do it, but they at least seem possible.
Holy shit! And listen to this, Jared.
In 30 minutes,
you have 30 minutes to finish it to receive the whole meal for free.
They must have different insurance over there because some people are gonna die.
Oh, this is kind of cool though. You get the whole meal for free plus free ribs and Rump's specialty steak knife. If you think this is a knife, that's a knife.
That's dope. But the thing about the free meal is I don't understand the benefit.
Right.
You get a free meal to essentially torture yourself.
But listen to this, Jared.
But if you get like a sweet knife, I kind of get that. But that seems literally impossible.
I'd rather just buy the knife myself. just buy.
Yeah, well, that's privilege talking
knife.
right there.
That's
Chad.
true. That's true.
Some people have to risk
heart attack and. Exactly. All that
just
good
their
stuff.
life for a knife.
But
and
listen
a free
to this.
Meal.
So this is why this I think does have a funny Australian twist to it. If you can't finish it, Jared, your picture will be put up on the loser's wall, and guess how much you'll have to pay?
500 quid.
$99. $99. 99. And I don't know if this is Australian dollars.
Who cares? First of all, I would never do that challenge, so there wouldn't be a chance of that happening. But
that's a pretty crazy one. Oh my God. Okay, here's another one from Australia. 1 meter bratwurst challenge. 1 meter is how many feet? Is that?
Here we go again with Chad trying to. Jesus Christ.
How many feet is 1 meter?
Dude, I don't know. 3 feet.
Sounds.
I don't know,
right,
but I also don't take. I don't also don't get pretend to know and guess. Right. Yeah, so it's a little more than 3 feet because it's 1.09 yards.
That's crazy. So this Mammoth German sausage comes in a special long hot dog bun with sauerkraut, pork jus, right? Isn't that how you say that?
Very
J-U-S.
good. Yeah.
Pork jus, seeded mustard, and Dijon mustard. It'll set you back $45.50, but if you can finish it, you won't win anything except a fuller belly. What the hell? That's not even really a food challenge. It's just they have a gigantic ass hot dog you can eat that will cost $45. Okay.
I wonder if there are probably a couple people in that area that are have some sort of ability to eat ridiculous amounts of food and just go there for dinner every now and again for a free meal. And it's like, can I get 2? I'm going to get 1 and then 1 to go.
Right. I feel like I would have to fast for like 2 weeks to be able to like eat this much, and then I wouldn't be able to eat for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't have any ability to stuff myself like that. Like I'm not one of those people on like Thanksgiving that's like, oh my gosh, I can't even move. I essentially eat slightly more than I would for a normal dinner, or it's the same amount depending on the day. I don't have that overeating ability, and not to brag, I guess.
Let me ask you this, though, Jared. If you had to compete in one of these food challenges, would you be going for something like a burger fries kind of deal? Would you be going for a pizza John, a spicy wings John? What do you think would be your
Do you know where they
preference?
use John? Do you know where they use that?
That's Pennsylvania, right?
That's Philadelphia, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I would probably go for See, I don't like the idea of I like the idea of maybe something donut based.
I like that you say that, Jared, because
like
I want to mention this 1 kg, so 2.2 pound donut, apparently at the Kenilworth Country Bakery in Australia as well. Can you imagine, dude, a 2 pound donut?
No, I can't.
That's just crazy.
I would also go for something Italian, whether it be a pizza, whether it be some sort of large
pasta challenge.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Some sort of large pasta challenge. I'm not interested in something burger based. For example, actually, I'll give you one. This is in Arkansas. I don't know why I do that. This is in Arkansas, and it's at a restaurant called the Pig and Chick, and it's in Sherwood, Arkansas. And attempt to find the Sarge burger I misread the sentence like someone from Arkansas would. That was so rude. Attempt to finish the Sarge burger in 30 minutes or less. A feat accomplished by one soul to date. Only one person has done this.
Wow.
The burger contains 4 pounds of beef and 1 pound and a 1 pound bun and plenty of fixins. It's also got cheese on there. Not a lot of cheese, but just like one giant piece of American cheese. Finish it in less than 30 minutes and it's free. And there's also a giant plate of fries. I don't know if you have to finish that too. You know, I
wonder why it seems like so many places 30 minutes is always that kind of golden time.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, a lot of these places, the point is kind of to make them impossible, first of all, you know?
Well, sure.
And the thing about this, the thing I don't like about the burger is you cannot pick up a 4 pound, it's not a 4 pound burger. The actual beef is 4 pounds. It's at least 5 pounds because the bun is a pound. You can't pick up a 5 pound burger.
And let's be honest, Jared, eating a burger with a fork and a knife is about as un-American as it gets.
Yeah, exactly. I would never be caught dead on camera in Arkansas eating a burger with a fork and knife.
That's right.
That's grounds for a shoot.
I think they disqualify you from the challenge if you eat it with a fork and a knife. But I don't know how you would eat that. That would be crazy.
Now, I want to ask you what would be an ideal challenge for you, but before I do, I'll give you some time to think about it. I can tell you what would be probably one of your biggest nightmare food challenges.
A fish challenge.
It takes place in California, Lomita, California. Mm-hmm. It happens at a restaurant called Sushi Delight.
Yep. Okay.
There has never been a more delicious way to. This is a terrible sentence, and I'm going to read it, but I don't support the sentence at all. And whoever wrote this article should be arrested. There has never been a more delicious way to commit hara-kiri.
What?
What a terrible sentence.
What is hara-kiri?
That means to commit suicide.
Oh, harikuri. Isn't that how it's pronounced?
All right, Chad. All right, well, excuse me. Excuse me for my Japanese accent not being on point for you. You're like, oh, if you said it right, I'd know exactly what you meant. 6 pounds of spicy tuna, lobster, imitation crab, and 15 other ingredients, all wrapped in seaweed and covered in 3 sauces. Oh. Finished by your lonesome in an hour, and get the $34.95 roll for free. First of all, that seems super cheap for that much sushi, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a sushi head, but that still seems super cheap for that much sushi.
A lot of these food challenges, I was surprised when they would write, if you can't complete the challenge, this is what you pay. I found a lot of them that were under $30.
Kind of reasonable. That seems reasonable for that much sushi, to be honest with you.
Maybe you should just do the challenge and just
don't eat it.
I can't eat it. I guess I got to take it home.
Here's another thing that's going to turn me off of a challenge like this, and I thought about it when I read this. Covered in 3, and I can see the food, obviously. When they say covered in 3 sauces, they mean covered. I don't want something that's highly sauced up. Whether
You're not trying to get lost in the sauce.
Whether that be wings, whether that be this Godzilla roll, by the way, is what they call it. I don't know if I mentioned that. Whether it's I don't want. I don't want anything that's sauce covered, because that is just a level of disgust on my face and hands that I'm not interested in.
Plus, what if you don't like the sauce? There's no guarantee that sauce is going to be good.
Yeah, Chad, this is coming from you, and I agree with you to a certain extent, but you're also super picky. Anyone that's doing a challenge like this probably isn't that picky.
That's true.
Let's not, yucky, I don't like the sauce.
And if you can eat that much food I
would eat 10 pounds of sushi, but I don't like the sauce.
That's right. That's true. Yeah, it's just crazy, all the different food challenges. The steak challenges, this is probably one of the craziest ones.
That's a classic American one. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The idea of the steak challenge, that's got to be a classic American thing.
The first time I ever heard about steak challenges was actually via The Simpsons. There's a Simpsons episode where Homer eats this steak, and I guess the guy who held the previous record is mad that Homer broke the record, so the other guy tries to beat the record again, and then he ends up dying because he ate just too much food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not even that far-fetched of a joke. I mean, it's funny, but it's not even that far-fetched of a joke.
Right. Not for us Americans. But listen to this, Jared. So here's the challenge. It's in Amarillo, Texas. The Big Texan 72-ounce steak challenge.
By the way, explain what this restaurant looks like. Do you see what the restaurant looks like?
I do not actually see what it looks like.
I'm on the website, so I see what the restaurant looks like.
So you tell me what it looks like.
And it is what you'd expect. It sort of looks like a.
There's some longhorns somewhere on the wall, probably, right?
There are. Yo, that's hilarious. I'm looking all over for longhorns, and I look just slightly to the right, and there is a giant head of a bull.
there you go.
And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, no, there's a giant head of a bull, so big that I didn't even notice it. Yeah, and it's sort of that old school like wooden sort of saloon structure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, it's got the old school
this
metal
town
and
ain't
wood.
Big enough for the two of us.
Windmill out front.
Yep.
And I see just in this picture on the website, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is just in this picture. You know, this is not the full front of it. I see 4. I take that back. 5 Texas flags.
Nice. That's right.
Okay, so please explain the challenge.
Yeah. Okay, so this challenge has been around since 1962. When Bob, or also known as R.J. Lee, that just sounds like a Texan right there, invited some cowboys to pay $5 to eat as many steaks as they could for an hour. Whoever ate the most would get his entry fee refunded. The very hungry winner consumed 72 ounces of steak, along with shrimp cocktail, rolls, salad, and a baked potato, just shy of 96 ounces. The John Candy's character, Chet Ripley, powered through in the Great Outdoors movie, setting the bar for the challenge for more than 50 years. While competitors don't have to eat all the side dishes today, they still get the massive steak for free if they can eat it all.
I can give you, I'm on the website. How about there's 11 actual rules to it. I can just run through them real quick.
Let's hear them. Yeah, let's hear them.
So these are the, according to
can I guess them? Can I give you our untranslatable rules first?
Why not? Sure, why
not?
Rule
number 1, Jared, you need to be wearing a cowboy hat. If you're eating this Texas Steak Challenge,
that is rule number 1, yes.
Rule number 2 is
rule number 1.
No, I have no idea what the rules are. Let's hear.
Okay, the entire meal, rule number 1, the entire meal must be completed in 1 hour. If any of the meal is not consumed, and by consumed in parentheses they say swallowed, ... you lose. Rule number 2, before the time starts, you will be allowed to cut into the steak and take 1 bite. If the steak tastes good and is cooked to your satisfaction, we will start the time upon your acceptable approval. So it can be It can be cooked to your preferred level of cooked.
I like mine walking.
So you can test it first. Yeah. I like my, kill it and then sear it just on the sides. The time will not stop and the contest is on, so make sure before you say yes. Rule number 3, once you have started, you are not allowed to stand up, leave your table, or have anyone else touch the meal. Rule number 4, you will be disqualified if anyone assists you in cutting, preparing, or eating of your meal. This is your contest. Rule number 5.
Do they have a rule about what type of knife? Can you bring your own knife?
Well, I'm on rule number 5. I'll let you know.
All right.
Why would you ask questions as I'm reading the rules?
Because I'm curious, Jared. This is exciting.
We're gonna find out together, Chad.
All right, let's find out.
I'll let you know in a second. Rule number 5: you don't have to eat the fat, but we will judge this. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Rule number 6: should you become ill, the contest is over. You lose. Please use the container provided as necessary.
Rule number 7: they give you a container.
Yeah, of course. You think this is their first rodeo? Pun intended, by the way.
Right.
I don't have
fully intended.
I don't have my rim shot either because I haven't transferred it over. Rule number 7: you are required to pay the full amount up front. If you win, we will refund 100%. That makes sense. You know how many? That probably wasn't the rule at the beginning.
Probably
Rule number
not.
8: you must sit at a table that we assign. Rule number 9, if you do not win the steak challenge, you are welcome to take the leftovers with you. All right, nice. Rule number 10, I mean, why not? You paid for it, of course. It's just a normal meal at that point.
Yeah.
Rule number 10.
Normal meal.
No consumption or sharing of the leftovers is allowed in the restaurant once the contest is over.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
So it's like if you fail...
They're shaming you.
Yeah, if you fail, don't eat that shit here. Take that shit home and eat that shit in the privacy of your own home.
Right.
We don't want other people seeing you eat your failed
Use
meal.
your leftover steak to wipe your tears away as you're crying and enjoy.
And if you fail, in the rule number 11, if you fail to complete the challenge, you must pay the full $72.
Okay.
I mean, that definitely seems like
I feel like
$72
$72. I would say might even be a decent deal. 72 ounce. Well, is $1 an ounce a good price for steak? Not up on my steak
it's
prices.
not even just the steak, though. I mean, it's also the baked potato, the shrimp cocktail. You said there was something else too that I missed. Maybe some side salad or something like that.
Rolls.
And rolls.
Yeah, there was a side salad and rolls. Yeah, that's that's just unreal.
So, like, I mean, that seems like $72 worth of. It is to me. I could make that last a week probably.
Oh, for sure, without a doubt.
So yeah, that seems like a fun challenge. That one doesn't seem that bad. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it, but I would easily eat all that food.
Oh, for sure.
Here's an interesting pizza one I'll give you. This is called the Pizza Party in Santa Clara, California. Eat one belly buster 20-inch pizza with cheese in 2 toppings in 1 hour or less. Unlimited water is included with the pizza, but you may not dip your pizza into the water or any other drink. You have to... Oh, damn it. Excuse me. You have to keep all it down and clean up the mess if you vomit. Finish and you'll receive your entry fee back equal to half the cost of the pizza. You get half the cost of the pizza back. A t-shirt.
That just sounds like a bad deal. Okay,
and a picture on the wall and a free extra large pizza every month for a year.
What?
Now, that's a damn deal. Bro.
That's a deal right there.
That's a damn deal.
You trying to go to Santa Clara?
It's probably a lovely place too, let's be honest. I was a little thrown off because the pizza that I see has like what looks like either garlic knots or, to be honest with you, even like a homemade bagel bite as a topping on it. So that's why I was thrown off by the idea of 2 toppings.
Pizzafying the pizza.
Is one of the other toppings more pizza?
Sounds like it.
Oh, here's another challenge, by the way, that I could fully get on board with. I know you're a picky eater, so let me get your opinion on this.
Okay.
This is actually another California challenge. I'm surprised at the number of California challenges.
I saw quite a few from there as well.
This is San Francisco, and this is at the Pho Garden. And
it's 11 pounds, right, of pho?
Step up to eat 3 large bowls of Pho Garden combined in one massive trough. The meal contains 2 pounds of... Well, do the math while I'm telling you what's in it.
Okay, all right.
The meal contains 2 pounds of noodles. Oh, wait, there's only 2 ingredients that they're naming, so there's 4. And I thought in 2 pounds of beef. If you see, there's also, but to be fair, there are also like the vegetables and stuff in there as well.
Right.
So it is more than just 4 pounds.
I haven't had pho in a long time.
I actually haven't either, except I got it last week and it was great.
Nice.
Pho and ramen are great delivery items because they give you the broth separately. And so it's great. So you can get it feeling restaurant fresh, because I almost always, when it comes to me, or you don't get stuff delivered, but even better for you because you're so far away from civilization and good restaurants. No offense. You could put the broth into just a pot and heat it up, and then it tastes good as new.
Right.
So would you get down for a pho or say even a ramen challenge?
I don't think so. I like both of them, but I just don't think I could eat copious amounts of ramen or pho.
I think this might be something, I'm not going to say that I could do, but out of all the ones I heard so far, this feels the most feasible to me.
Okay.
Now, I definitely couldn't do it, but it feels feasible.
So your 2 might be pho and ramen challenges.
Maybe not ramen. Ramen, I feel like, has a little bit more consistency in it of food. I would say maybe pho is a little bit better suited. But I would still throw in there that I probably do pretty good with some sort of pizza challenge and maybe some sort of pasta challenge. I wouldn't do good at any of these, by the way, just to be clear. Do well, I should say. My English is terrible. Can I give you one more? I have one more another category that is super common. I actually went to a restaurant in Pueblo, Colorado, because I used to live there. I had an internship there for one summer in college. I don't know if now I'm trying to remember if they had a challenge or if this was just a diners. It was definitely a diners, drive-in, and dive restaurant, but I feel like they might have had some sort of burrito challenge. Ooh. But anyway, this is also in Colorado, but this is in Denver, and this is the Jack N Grill. And it's a challenge that was actually popularized through Man vs. Food, very popular show here in the U.S. where a guy, it doesn't exist anymore. Well, it's not in production anymore. But a guy used to go around to restaurants all over the U.S. and do all of these food challenges.
I wonder, is that guy still alive? Because I feel
he's still alive. I heard a podcast with him a couple months ago.
Because I feel like after 2 or 3 of these eating challenges, I don't know if my heart could continue to work properly.
I think he's in pretty good shape these days. I'm not going to say he's like ripped or anything, but I think he's in pretty good shape. I don't think
Man versus Food, right?
Yeah, I think his name is something Richmond or something like that. Something Richmond. Adam Richmond, I think is his name.
Very good.
Right?
Yep.
Am I right?
Adam Richmond. Yep.
And so anyway, the Jack and Grill is a 7-pound burrito, and it eats more like a whole casserole than a burrito. Kind of looks like a casserole.
A burrito casserole, eh?
And people who finish the monstrosity get their picture taken and receive priceless gloating rights. So you get your picture on a wall.
Not worth it. Worth it.
But now, obviously, when I'm telling you about these challenges and the ones that I'd be most likely to grill to do, sorry, I was typing in Jack and Grill. Oh, by the way, Jack and Grill is permanently closed.
Oh, that's
I just pulled them up on it, so you can't do this challenge even if you wanted to.
So now your picture is just sitting on the wall of a closed restaurant.
Yeah, someone just has it someone just has your picture in their home. Obviously, these challenges that I'm telling you I would be most likely to do, I can't do any of these challenges either. But I'm wondering from you, just as far as a enjoyment of food goes. Damn, I'm looking at the Google pictures, and even they have a giant burger too, by the way. But I see the Jack and Grill, and it's something to behold. I'll say that it's a big ass burrito. What sort of foods would be most interesting to you as far as a food challenge goes? As something that's
two.
Like, I know I can't. Obviously, I couldn't eat these things in reality. I would never do these challenges. But in my head, when it comes to a food that I can just gorge out on, to your level, what food would that be?
Yep, I have 2.
Okay.
So the first one, and now this one as a food challenge just sounds terrible because this food that I'm going to say is not great in terms of just sitting out for long periods of time. Number 1 would be I would love to try some type of nachos challenge. So this one's an interesting one, Jared. This is coming from Las Vegas.
That would be good.
It's called the Nacho Challenge. So who doesn't love a good Mexican dish and margaritas? These $55 nachos are filled with 8 pounds of chipotle sauce, queso, mixed cheese, black beans, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, poblano peppers, poblano and picked jalapenos, taco meat, carnitas, fajita chicken, carne asada. Actually, I'm rolling my R too much, but anyway, shrimp and sour cream. So I'm sorry, but that one ingredient right there, the shrimp, might already disqualify me from this one. I do not like shrimp or seafood.
It's so funny, though. I'm looking at it. It looks like something that you'd order for a party of like 15 people.
Like a giant catered nacho.
Yeah, it looks like a catered party platter.
Right. And now it doesn't say here. So here you can finish under 55 minutes. Will win you a free meal and 1 T-shirt. So I'm guessing, though, that means you have to finish this by yourself, which how is it even possible if it's 8 pounds of food? How is that even possible?
I mean, someone's done it before. I would say this would definitely fall into if this was ordered for a table and we were on a ski trip in school and 40 of us were in a tour bus stopping at a random restaurant in Colorado. Did that
be
where you
gone
said
in
this
half
was?
an hour.
Oh no, Las Vegas.
Yep.
I would definitely take a bite or two, but this definitely falls into the category of way too sloppy for a food challenge for me.
Yep. Well, Jared, then you're really not going to like my second answer then, because my second answer is chicken wings.
Yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic food challenge. Steak and chicken wings are probably got to be two up there with some of the classics.
And I love chicken wings. So, and I do feel like,
by the way, if there was a fry challenge, I could do a fry challenge of some sort. But no challenge is just French fries. That seems kind of boring.
Right, fries are always fries. You have to do a burger challenge. I feel like
there's got to be something else with it. But I could probably eat infinite amount of French fries, just to be fair. Anyway, go ahead. Tell me about this chicken wing challenge.
Yeah, let me. I
should have guessed.
Oh, here we go. Go. This one's different though too. So this one actually, Jared, and now I will say I have to clarify. I would not be doing a wing challenge based on spiciness. Like there are tons of wing challenges that it's like eat this super duper spicy wing, and here is one, Jared. This is in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. It's called the Ghost Wing Challenge at the Girvan Grill. Notorious for their 10 blazing hot wings, requires each person to demolish the plate of wings in 15 minutes or less. You may be thinking 10 wings, that's a piece of cake. You will be taking this back when you find out that the ghost pepper is the hottest chili pepper and 400 times hotter than Tabasco sauce.
Yeah, see, that's a different kind of challenge. Not a different kind. I mean, it's still a challenge, obviously, but so that's not even about how many. Like there's nothing impressive about eating 10 wings. It's about is that how many you said it was? 10 wings?
Yeah, it was 10 wings.
It's about managing that spiciness. Yeah, no, I have no interest in that either. Because that's, I mean, eating a lot of food is obviously, I guess, a level of pain as well. But I don't like those pain challenges. Like even at Buffalo Wild Wings, they had I never understood the people that got like those blazing hots or whatever they call them. Right. Because it's like, is that even enjoyable at that?
And you have one bite and then you can't taste anything else.
Right. It's like I don't understand the enjoyment. Like I like a little spice to my food, but I don't understand. I don't understand pain.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
It's not
but
my
hey,
kink.
some people are very masochistic.
Maybe during this hot vac summer, I'll start getting into pain a little bit more.
There we go. There you go. Well, Jared, after we do our spicy wings challenge, the best thing to do is obviously get some ice cream. So we need to head to San Francisco, California, and do the kitchen sink challenge, which is consisting of 3 bananas, 8 scoops of ice cream, 8 different toppings, whipped cream, nuts, and a cherry. This massive sundae may just be the sugar rush you've been looking for. Completing this endeavor in under an hour will win you free ice cream for a year.
This challenge presents a unique aspect to it because it's not even... the time is very key because it's not even really about the amount of food, but it's about managing that brain freeze. Because I feel like in theory, I could eat that much ice cream in an hour or that meal in an hour if it weren't for the brain freeze aspect. I'm weak. Is what I'm saying. And I'm very susceptible to a brain freeze. So there's no way I could scarf it down in time. My friend, but I guess our friend as well, Brad, he is a monster. Like, I've seen him, get like a shake, like a Jamocha shake, for example, and suck that bitch down in like 5-10 minutes. And I'm like, bro, you're a robot. He has no sort of no brain freeze effect, so he might be able to do that.
How is that? He must be a cyborg, man. Because I don't know how you can. Because
I feel like I could eat that amount of food, but it's the hour thing. It's like, I'd certainly get a brain freeze over and over again.
Yeah. Well, Jared, let's. I do want to mention one last challenge at least, and this is from our brothers and sisters in England, from Great Yarmouth, England. This is from Jester's Diner, which is a perfect name, I think, for this type of challenge. This is called the Kids Breakfast Challenge, KIDZ. A kids challenge, you say? Think again. It's called the Kids Breakfast Challenge because of the sheer weight. It weighs the same as a small child. 9 pounds of bacon, sausages, potatoes, and mushrooms. Black pudding, that's what that weird thing was, Jared. Black pudding.
What the hell is that?
I don't know, but that was that weird thing when we were talking about...
It's not pudding the way we think about it.
Right, exactly. Bread, eggs, beans, tomatoes, and hash browns to top the sucker off. Oh, gross. So it's like a Blutwurst. Okay. Yeah. Ugh.
By the way, when I mentioned earlier that the British like to get in on this is exactly what I was thinking about. Look at also this toast makes me angry as fuck.
It doesn't even look like toast. It doesn't even look like it was cooked.
That makes me so damn mad.
Just looks like some white bread.
I don't even know how butter managed to melt on that shit.
Probably didn't.
That makes me so mad. And then
good
it also makes
to know. I need to give you a trigger warning when we look at toast pictures from now on. That's good to know. This does not look appealing to me, because then also I love tomatoes, but I don't understand how British people manage to ruin tomatoes, because I don't just like a plain roasted open tomato like that. And then also I'll say this, I don't know if they have seasonings in England. I don't think so.
That breakfast looks bland as shit.
You know, you'd think after being an imperial power in India for so long, they'd have some good seasoning and spices. But
yeah, you'd think. I mean, that's the same sort of joke they make here in the U.S. about like white people food. It's like you think that they'd like it's I think my hypothesis, at least in the U.S., is that for centuries, black people made most of these white people's food. And so they never learned how to make food. And so then once the black people were freed, they took all the food with them that they were making, and then the white people sort of had to relearn how to make food on their own. That's just my assumption. So maybe that's what would work with the British people too, because this does not look appealing. And once again, I gotta take this off my screen, because this toast is pissing me off. We're not going to be able to record tomorrow because Jared smashed his computer. He got so angry. All right, Jared, I do want to mention this, though. I'm sorry. Once again, I always do One
this.
last
I know.
thing.
I just want to mention this because this is by far, I think, the funniest name for these challenges that I have seen. This is called the Fire in Your Hole Challenge. And this is at Munchies 420 Cafe. So I think the name fits with the... it's in Sarasota, Florida. So
how does that work? Weed's not even legal there.
Well, that's just the name of the cafe, my man. Eating 10 hot wings doesn't sound too difficult, right? Well, these have, it's the hottest pepper in the world. And actually, this was, apparently he did this challenge on Man vs. Food. He was only able to eat 2 of the wings on Man vs. Food before giving up on the challenge.
Let me read to you. I'm looking at the Munchies 420 menu.
Okay.
Let me read to you the little, I'm looking, so on the menu, obviously,
some
they have
free
a little
advertising for Munchies 420 menu, I guess.
Who cares? They have a little square that for the challenge, the Fire in Your Hole challenge. It's $26.99. Come on into Munchies and consume 10 Fire in Your Hole wings in 20 minutes, in parentheses, must sign waiver, and win a free t-shirt. If you fail, your picture goes on our wall of shame. And then there's a or asterisk at the bottom. For your safety, Fire in Your Hole wings are eat-in only, not served after 10 p.m., only 18 to 55 years old only. Waiver required. Available Monday through Thursday and Sunday.
That is hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
unreal.
And I don't honestly. So here are they have wings, and they have a whole bunch of different. The top heat. Let me start from. Let's go from the bottom. Teriyaki, honey barbecue, garlic soy, mild spicy barbecue. Excuse me. Spicy. I'm drinking a Topo Chica. Spicy barbecue, ganja. Well, I don't understand. I don't understand this weed-themed restaurant in Florida. Ganja,
there are
Gold
hippies
Rush
in Florida too, Jared.
Sure. I mean, Florida's a big state. I get it. Gold Rush, Swamp, Hot, Kick Yo Ass, Hot, and then Fire in Your Hole. So these names. Once it gets to
I
Kick
like how
Yo
the
Ass,
last two are ass related. That's funny.
It's like, well, they know it. It's like, why are you doing this to yourself?
I mean, yeah, it's like, well, we warned you. We gave you sufficient warning.
That's
but
true.
Yeah. Oh man, these eating challenges are something else, Jared.
Yeah.
I have to say, I am glad that I had a decent lunch before this episode, though, because a couple of these might have made me a little bit hungry. That's for sure.
I mean, the meals are, some of them, I agree with you. They look delicious. It's it's the size of, except for that,
the size and the time,
except for that
that's
kid's
how they get
breakfast.
You. Yeah,
it's the size of it that's disgusting. Yeah, and the idea of eating it in 30 minutes or an hour or something like that.
But they have to do that, I think, right? Because if you didn't have a time limit, you could, in theory, just sit there for like 3 hours and just slowly munch on your food, and then get a free meal out of it, basically.
Sure. Well, yeah, and that's not really a challenge at that point.
Right.
There is something uniquely American about overeating. I don't know what that is. We really do. It's almost like this sign of like freedom to us, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like no one can tell us that's too much.
It really is. You're right. You're right. 100%.
Because it really does. Because it always does seem like it goes down to some sort of comparison against why we're better than other countries. And it's like
we got an 8-pound hamburger here.
Yeah, you won't find this in any of those commie countries.
Well, right. Well, I do think there is an aspect of American culture where a lot of people do believe bigger is quote unquote better, right?
That's true. I mean, that's definitely a mantra.
Go big or go home, Jared.
Culture in general. That's true.
I do like, though, that a lot of these restaurants do have like a wall of shame. I think that's also kind of hilarious.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. And in the wall of shame, it's not even really shameful. It's like no one should really be embarrassed about not finishing these meals. It's just fun, you know. It's just good times and fun. Americans, though, really do pride themselves on large portions, though. It is funny.
We do. We do. Well, I mean, I remember hearing some students abroad complain about portion sizes at restaurants. And I was like, we're in Europe, people. They do not eat like us fatties in the States.
What's the complaint? They don't like wasting food because there's I don't know, what's the problem? It's not like you're ever going to go hungry.
Right. Right. Not
that was one of the most
with
American
these challenges. Right. No kidding.
Hey, what's the problem? You hungry? No? Okay, then good. Shut up.
Exactly. I will say this, though, Jared. I was surprised when I looked. I thought there would be at least a couple food challenges maybe in China because I tell you what, I've seen it firsthand. Chinese people can eat straight up. I mean, it's so crazy just to go to restaurants and just see like all the plates and dishes and everything else.
But I think our culture lends itself specifically to that challenge aspect. It's not like eating a lot of food is one thing. We have that, sure. We're not the only country that eats a lot. We're not the only sort of overweight country. But then we also have that other aspect of being I'd say in a way, sort of an overly sort of unnecessarily competitive country.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And those two parts of our culture together combine to the bigger than your face steak.
And we love bragging rights too. So the fact that you have those goofy ass T-shirts and picture on the wall. Mm-hmm. You know, Jimbo, go over to Steakhouse in Amarillo and you can see my picture after I had my 72-ounce steak.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's my face on the wall.
Exactly.
That's me. My grandbaby gonna see this and be so proud.
Exactly. All
right, dude.
Well, Jared, I think that covers it for the competitive food challenges. And I would agree with you. Yeah, very American. But also our bruvs and sisters in the UK also seem to enjoy this as well.
Yeah.
I'll need to learn how to toast some bread a little bit better to save Jared from getting triggered. I'm going to start sending Jared pictures of toast to just see if I can calm him down, you know, properly cooked toast.
You know, and we just last episode talked about how the bread... about how English breakfast, or maybe it was the last, when we were comparing England and about how English breakfast are kind of gross. And that was before I saw that untoasted toast. and that really just put the cherry on top of why this breakfast is inferior to the superior American breakfast.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
For sure. That was great untranslatable.
Right. Or the I'll give you a new one, or the black pudding that spoiled the English breakfast.
Oh, yeah. Finding out what that little hockey puck was didn't help either. That's true.
Right. Exactly. Well, let us know what some of your favorite food challenges are at untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com. You can slide into those DMs on Twitter, untranslatable1, the number 1. Check us out on YouTube and Instagram, Untranslatable Podcast. And please, 5-star reviews on iTunes and Stitcher. Let us know how we can make this podcast better for you. So, as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, dziękujemy. Muchas gracias, shisha, and do svidania.
By the way, if we were in the radio biz, that would have been great timing. Right at that change in the melody, that was perfect. I think they call it hitting the post. I like.
Nice.
But I wouldn't really call that hitting the post. Hitting the post is like at the beginning of a song where they'll be like, "This is 92.5, and we'll be right back to you with the."
And then the beat drops, and then it's
like,
time.
Yeah, and then right as they fade out of them talking, the words come into the song.
Right.
And that's what they try to go for.